There are three types of penetration tests: white box, black box, and gray box. To visualize a black box, I'm going to draw a black box. You'll notice that you cannot see into a black box. You can't even see the outlines of the box because it's black. And this is well shaded. With a black box penetration test, you do not know the design parameters. You don't know the architecture. You don't know anything about this system. You're coming in blind, trying to look into a black box. The opposite of a black box is a white box. When you're doing a white box penetration test, you're going to have complete knowledge of the system. In a white box penetration test, you have complete drawings of systems. Whoever has contracted you to provide the penetration. In a white box penetration test, you have complete knowledge of the targeted system. Whoever has contracted you to conduct this penetration test has also provided you network diagrams, operating system details, configuration data, and generally their architecture. In a white box penetration test, you can see everything. You have complete knowledge of this system. And finally, we have gray box. And gray box really simply means that we can see part of it. They're not giving us complete insight, but they're also not making us guess at everything. This is my partially obscured gray box, because the mix between white and black is gray. Why would you want a white box penetration test? You will get the most complete results when the attacker has total knowledge. A white box penetration test could be time-consuming and expensive. Why is it time-consuming and expensive? Because this is giving us complete results. We want the adversary or the penetration tester not just to find one way in, but we're giving them total knowledge of the system. Let us know every way in. If we want to test our response as defenders, we'd be more likely to go with a black box penetration test because it's a more realistic simulation. The downside of the black box test is it will be incomplete and it has a one and done tendency. That is, the penetration tester will find one way in and then they will stop. But there could be several other flaws in your implementation, other vulnerabilities, other systems out there, and they're going to miss them. And of course, the final flaw is it's incomplete. So if you were a significant company out there, you could have an APT that could be dedicating years to gaining access to your systems, which would be much more in-depth than a black box test. So while we say the black box is the realistic simulation, it's a realistic simulation in a time-constrained environment. And that's why we have the gray box test. This is a compromise. So we don't have the years to dedicate to this assessment that an advanced persistent threat might have, but we also don't want to give complete knowledge of our entire architecture. We do want to see the penetration tester go through the methodology. They must scan the network. I'm not going to give them a network map ahead of time necessarily, because we still want to give our defenders a chance to react. So if we're going to compromise, we're going to do a gray box test. We will give the penetration tester some knowledge of the systems, but not complete knowledge.